Some stories don't begin with fireworks, they begin with silence, not the kind that fills a room, but the kind that settles inside a person, quiet, heavy, and unspoken. The kind that follows a moment of truth too sharp to ignore. This is the story of Santiago Reyes, a young man who once believed that dreams needed noise to survive. That if he spoke loudly enough about his ambitions, the world would lean in and listen. That attention was proof of progress, but what he learned, slowly, painfully, and beautifully, is that the loudest part of a journey isn't the beginning, it's the becoming. This is a story about failure, about humility, about the quiet road we walk when no one's watching, and how sometimes, silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of growth. The night Santiago Reyes felt his dream crack wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was a quiet kind of breaking, the kind that happens inside your chest before you even realize something's gone wrong. It happened on a warm Saturday evening, the kind where the city feels alive and forgiving. Santiago walked into his cousin Mateo's house with that familiar spark in his step, the one he always carried when he felt important. He loved nights like this, nights filled with noise, warmth, and people who remembered him as the boy with big ideas. Inside, the living room buzzed with conversation. Music drifted from a speaker. Someone laughed loudly in the kitchen. People greeted him with hugs and playful teasing. And Santiago, as always, felt the urge to shine a little brighter than he needed to. He didn't plan to brag. It just happened, a question here, a compliment there, and suddenly he was standing in the center of the room, talking about the business he was building, the success he was close to, the future he was certain was waiting for him. He spoke with the confidence of someone who wanted to believe his own words. Then Mateo, who had known him since childhood, leaned back and asked, softly, almost kindly, "So, how far along are you really?" The room didn't go silent, but it felt like it did, a small pause, a shift in the air, a few glances exchanged. Santiago's throat tightened. His smile faltered. He tried to answer, but the truth sat heavy on his tongue. He had nothing, no progress, no foundation, just talk. Someone chuckled. Another whispered. And in that moment, Santiago felt something inside him shrink. Not his pride, something deeper. Something he didn't have a name for. He excused himself, claiming he needed air, but the truth was simpler. He needed to get away before the shame swallowed him whole. He walked home alone, the night suddenly colder than it had been an hour earlier. Every step echoed with the same painful thought, I did this to myself. The days after, the next morning, Santiago woke with a heaviness that clung to him like damp clothes. His phone buzzed with messages, some teasing, some concerned, but he couldn't bring himself to answer any of them. He stayed inside for days, barely ate, barely slept, just replayed the moment over and over until it carved itself into him. He felt embarrassed, small, exposed, but beneath all that, something else stirred, quiet, stubborn, and unfamiliar, a desire to change. One night, sitting on the edge of his bed with the city humming faintly outside his window, he whispered to himself, I can't keep living like this. The words weren't loud, they weren't dramatic, but they were honest, and honesty, he realized, was something he hadn't given himself in a long time. Starting over in silence, Santiago didn't tell anyone he was starting again. He didn't post about it. He didn't announce it like he used to. He simply began. He woke before sunrise, when the world felt softer. He made coffee, sat at his small kitchen table, and opened his laptop. He studied, he researched, he took notes, he failed quietly, he learned quietly, he improved quietly. There was a strange peace in the silence. Without the pressure of eyes watching him, he could grow without fear. He could make mistakes without feeling judged. He could rebuild himself slowly, patiently. The quiet became a kind of shelter. He stopped seeking validation. He stopped performing. He stopped pretending. He worked. And little by little, he changed. His thoughts sharpened. His confidence steadied. His ambition softened into something calmer, more grounded. He no longer needed to be seen to feel real. Months passed. One afternoon, while working in a cafe, Santiago overheard two men bragging about their new ventures. Their voices were loud, full of the same bravado he once carried. For a moment, the old urge tugged at him, the desire to say, "I'm building something too." But he didn't. He took a slow breath, let the urge pass, and returned to his work. He had learned something important. Talking about a dream too early drains the energy needed to build it. Silence wasn't a punishment, it was protection. The turning point didn't arrive with fireworks, it came quietly, almost shyly. After months of refining his idea, Santiago launched a small online service. Nothing flashy. Nothing grand. Just something useful, something he believed in. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, orders began to appear. 1, then 3, then 10. He watched the numbers rise with a kind of stunned gratitude. Not because he doubted his work, but because he had never experienced success without announcing it first. One evening, he received a message from a client: "Your service helped me more than you know. Thank you." Santiago read the message twice, then a third time. His chest tightened, not with pride, but with something gentler. Something steadier, gratitude, humility, a quiet joy that felt deeper than applause. He stepped outside that night and looked up at the sky. The same sky that once made him feel small now felt like a witness to his transformation. "I'm getting there," he whispered, not as a boast, but as a promise. Returning to the world, months later, Santiago attended another family gathering. This time, he didn't stand in the center. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't try to impress anyone. He simply existed, calm, grounded, present. Mateo approached him with a curious smile. "You've been quiet lately. What's going on with you?" Santiago shrugged lightly. "Just working. No details, no bragging, no noise." But Mateo had heard things, whispers of Santiago's growing business, the clients praising him, the quiet success he never advertised. "You've changed," Mateo said. "I needed to," Santiago replied, and for the first time, Mateo looked at him not with amusement, but with genuine respect. Santiago's business continued to grow, but he never returned to the old habit of announcing his dreams. He learned that the most powerful transformations happen away from the spotlight. He became someone who didn't need attention to feel worthy, someone who didn't need applause to feel accomplished, someone who understood that real success is not a performance, it's a process. And in that quiet process, he found himself. Silence isn't emptiness, it's space, it's focus, it's the room your dreams need to grow roots before they grow wings. When you chase your goals quietly, you give yourself the freedom to fail, to learn, to rise, and to become, without the noise of expectation. Let your actions speak, let your growth whisper, let your success make the sound, and when the world finally hears you, let it be because you've already become the person you once only talked about.